Please do not sell high.
No.
On Cooper Kupp. Can I just talk about that first Jamar Chase touchdown?
Now you got him with the quarterback that isn't Phillip Rivers, like throwing him those like deep lollipops.
Look at the release.
There's your separation.
Great route.
Stutter and go. Gets by clean.
That is unbelievable.
Maybe the greatest catch I've ever seen.
Let's talk about some wide receivers who have either exceeded expectations or maybe not come up to expectations. And I think we have to start with Cooper Kupp, who is he's the fantasy MVP right now, man.
Yes. Yeah, it's a strong debate between him, and let's just stay positive with all these. Let's just talk. The ones I put on here are all positive, like strong start guys, because I think we did a little negativity last week. Let's stay positive this week. It's a tough debate between who's the bigger like fantasy MVP at the wide receiver position right now, Cooper Kupp or fantasy's number 2 wide receiver Mike Williams. Like both of those guys, I think are the ones we should start talking about with today.
Right.
Cooper Kupp. Like we know this via reception perception, and I'm just gonna say this off top. There's a lot of people. I'm gonna shout out to me on this one. I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna say it. Shout out to me on this one. It's like I'm not gonna be this guy on Twitter, but I will be this guy on the show, especially for our members in reception perception who had access to the tiered rankings. I keep seeing people on Twitter saying like, "Oh, every analyst said to take Robert Woods before Cooper Kupp." Not every analyst, not everyone. The reason that I had Cooper Kupp higher than Robert Woods is what I talk about with reception perception all the time when it comes to Robert Woods is he has Cooper Kupp, he has such a juicy role. We know that over the last 3 years, 2018 to 2020, no receiver has ran against zone coverage at a higher percent of their routes and ran against press coverage on a fewer percentage of their routes than Cooper Kupp. He has an unbelievable role coming into a coaching staff that already had a familiarity with this player and this role, that Stafford was going to glom onto Cooper Kupp immediately because of those layup looks that Cooper Kupp was going to provide Matthew Stafford. And this was a guy in Cooper Kupp that obviously when you break down his success rate versus man, he's not a traditional separator versus man coverage, but who cares because he runs so few routes against traditional outside coverage because he's a big slot. I mean, hell, his touchdown in week 2 against the Colts came on a go route from the freaking backfield. Like he basically plays this big tight end role for them.
Yeah.
And it was an instant connection between him and Stafford. It's been bigger and better than I think anybody could have imagined, but this performance, I do believe, is absolutely sustainable. Like, I don't think Cooper Kupp is a sell high in dynasty, in redraft, in any way. And overall, I believe he is the clear-cut number 1 target in an offense that's performing about as well as anybody could have expected this whole Matthew Stafford thing to go.
Yeah, and he's been double-digit targets each and every week, 10, 11, and now 12. And he just converts at such a high rate. Like, I agree with you. 5 touchdowns in 3 games. Okay. Not sustainable, right? Like the dude's not going to score 40 touchdowns or whatever, right? That's fine. I get that. But the volume share is always going to be there. The yardage is going to continue to be there. And each and every week he's going to threaten for this like wide receiver 1.1 spot because my God, Matt Stafford loves the dude, and they're playing in a high-powered offense. They're playing a great offense, good quarterback, good player. I mean, all the ingredients are there, certainly, for him to maintain this pace. Please do not sell high on Cooper Kupp. I mean, somebody threw this out to me. I got offered Cooper Kupp for Mike Calvin Ridley. Would you take that deal? I'm like, yes. 100% yes. Like, I get it. The preseason narrative of Calvin Ridley is going to assume this role and he's going to see all this volume and it's going to be great. Matt Ryan, blah, 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 blah. I understand all that. And I understand that Calvin Ridley could potentially, had all the ingredients to potentially be a top 5 fantasy wide receiver. Look at this offense. Look at Atlanta's offense. My God, it's not there. It is not. Give me Cooper Kupp in that trade every single time. Do not get hung up on ADP right now.
For our Sicko and Prime subscribers, I am going to do rest of season rankings. I'm working on them right now. I will hopefully have them posted by Tuesday. I think even probably by the end of tonight, I can have these rest of season rankings done. So, and it's good because this is exactly what we're talking about. Like, okay, I don't have Cooper Kupp as the number one receiver ranked the rest of the way, but I do have him at wide receiver 6. The only receiver, and I'm kind of tempted to put him at 5, but the only receivers I have him ranked behind right now are.
Hey, listen, we really appreciate you guys watching this video. We really do. But if I could, I just want to take a little bit of time to talk about our great sponsor, OddsJam. Developed by Stanford engineers, OddsJam can identify odds that make you a winner every single time. Now you're asking yourself, okay, now how do they do this?
OddsJam uses real-time data to spot discrepancies between different sports books to help users place risk-free bets.
It's called arbitrage. Here's an example.
Last week, the run line in a Rangers game was 2.5. If you bet the over and the under at different sites that have different odds, it doesn't matter what the results are.
If you place the right mathematical bet, you make money. But it's not just arbitrage. If you want to shop for the best odds, OddsJam can do that too. For example,
let's say you like the Packers money line. OddsJam will help you find the best odds for the most profitable returns. OddsJam has all the tools and calculators to help you make some of the best bets possible. Go check them out at oddsjam.com. I would rather have Cooper Kupp for the rest of the season going forward. So if you're a Prime subscriber, if you're a Sicko subscriber, you'll be able to have access to these. And it has been actually a really helpful exercise that I've never done before, but I do think will be a value add for our subscribers. It's just a pretty simple equation to me. Like Cooper Kupp in reception perception, probably the best hands since the series was started, one of the best zone beating receivers, and he runs more routes against zone than anyone else. Check.
How about Jamar Chase, though? He's caught 4 touchdowns now. He's caught a touchdown in every single game. And it's been impressive too. I think we're starting to see some real growth. I thought he got off to a little bit of slow start there in week 1. Obviously still was fine because he caught a long touchdown pass, but yeah, man, in week 3, he's really starting to look nice.
Yeah. Obviously last week week 3, he plays without T. Higgins. That's obviously going to boost up his target share. The Bengals are one of these offenses. We talk about it a lot with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers or the Dallas Cowboys, something like that. The targets we love when the targets get constricted in these high powered offenses with these great trios or whatever of wide receivers. Man, that was what happened obviously in week 3 with the Bengals. Things mostly went through Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, but listen, there has been no drop off from Jamar Chase, I said this on Twitter yesterday. Jamar Chase's acting performance as a bad receiver in the preseason, he should win a friggin' Oscar for that thing, man. What a performance from Jamar Chase to fool us all there. That acting job was fantastic. But overall, no, I think Chase I was never panicked on the preseason reports. Obviously, the one thing that worried me is the Bengals offense going to start slow. That was put to bed right away in week 1. They've had a pretty solid showing here through 3 weeks. Chase has the number 1 receiver role locked down here. He's an outside guy. T. Higgins is still pretty good. Obviously, T. Higgins will still be there. But Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow have lost nothing from a deep connection perspective. The guy's averaging 16 air yards per target. He has become that strong vertical threat that he was in college, and I think he will be going forward.
How bizarre, too, that Joe Burrow only threw the ball 18 times in that game. How crazy is that? That's just so bizarre.
We'll talk about the reason why later on in the show.
Can I just talk about that first Jamar Chase touchdown from 2 perspectives? If you go back and watch that highlight, Joe Burrow let go of the pass well before Jamar Chase was open. As a matter of fact, when the ball got let go, the defender was in position. But you can't buy that chemistry. You know why? No. He knew Jamar Chase got the burners. And when he let it go, that's when Jamar Chase opened it up and just went next level. For me, it's oh my God, I can't believe how fast Jamar Chase is when he wants to open it up.
Yeah.
Right? That's one, oh my God, he absolutely flew. But 2, his ceiling is unlocked because he has already played with Joe Burrow.
Yep.
And that chemistry to me is just, like I said, you can't buy that. And that is truly what has, to me, become an interesting point in their development together. Mike Williams, man. Like, we all knew that it was possible for him to see some growth and for him to really kind of explode this year. No one saw this level of commitment, of target share, just like feeding him high volume, high, leverage throws each and every week. The guy's the wide receiver 2 in PPR right now. It's absolutely bonkers.
We had Williams in our reception perception rankings ahead of consensus as like a clear-cut buy in the this guy was going in like the 9th or 11th round. I got him for like sub $10 in a damn auction.
Yeah, he's going late.
He was going so late. So we had him sort of as like a top 40, like right around wide receiver 39, I think, in preseason rankings. They're still on the website. People can go look at them. But man, when you look at Mike Williams, like, I always he's not a traditional reception perception guy, where he's not in the Stephon Diggs, the Terry McLaurin. But when you look at him in reception perception, he wins downfield. But he doesn't just win on the downfield routes. Like, he has pretty good success rate on digs, on curls. And I always wanted to see some team like him and Justin Herbert obviously are a perfect marriage because Herbert's an aggressive passer. But even if Williams is not a traditional separator, like, yeah, why not throw that guy the ball on digs and curls? Because he's such a big body. He's such a strong player. He has good hands overall. Frankly, I think he's just been underrated his entire career because he was drafted 7th overall and has been hurt at times. But man, now you've got him with it's because he's been hurt, but now you got him with a quarterback that isn't Phillip Rivers, like throwing him those like deep lollipops. Like, I mean, man, nobody got Mike Williams wins a lot of contested passes, not because Mike Williams couldn't get open, because like he had to wait 10 seconds for the ball to get there.
He's like, God, geez, get here, please.
Last year, there were some big games with Justin Herbert, but now like I love that this is a very concentrated offense too. My favorite part of the Mike Williams breakout is that it has not come at the expense of Keenan Allen or Austin Eckler from a target perspective. Like, there's more than enough for these guys to all three eat. And I don't think Mike Williams is a sell high either. Maybe because he's he's an injury risk, I guess, but they're also not using him in such chaotic ways. I think because this coaching staff, unlike the Anthony Lynn coaching staff, correctly, looked at his route tree and was like, okay, yeah, we can do more than just throw him go balls. We could do more than just throw him sideline passes.
That's what I don't understand. Like, he was good at what he's doing right now. What he's doing right now in the pros is what he was good at in college. So I'm like, why did his role why did he get pigeonholed into this one particular role? Like, I get it. You see the size and speed combination. You say, hey, man, let's throw this guy downfield and see what he can do. And I get that. But it's not like this guy's not Vincent Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, he's not like a 6'4" guy that just wants to go downfield and win balls down. No, he can do it all. And what we're seeing in 2021, if you're a Clemson fan, that's not a surprise.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
So it was weird to me that he was always pigeonholed into that little role right there.